About 4 months back, a friend shared with me a lesson he learned in his mid-20s. It was when he, a self-proclaimed hippie, was a blackberry picker on an Appalachian farm. On his way to work every day, he would wave with his friendly smile and manner to every person he saw. Usually, those he waved to would either excitedly wave back or begrudgingly return the gesture. However, every day at a particular point, he would see an elderly man on a rocking chair outside of what seemed to be the old man's house. And every day, day after day, our friendly greeter would pass that point with a wave. And not once would the man wave or smile in return. Fed up with the man's obvious rudeness, he decided to confront this elderly gentleman. So the next time, as he passed by the house with his traditional wave and still no response, he pulled his car over and made a beeline to the man. As he approached the man from behind, he called out, "Mister, I was just wondering. Every day I pass by here and every day I smile and wave, yet you never react." Then, accusingly, my friend exclaims, "What did I do wrong?" As the older gentleman turned around, my friend instantly realized the fault of his conclusion, for it was easy to see that the man was blind. Sometimes, like my friend, without full knowledge of a situation, we may become frustrated by a person's actions, tone of voice, or approach to certain circumstances. This could happen when the car beside us decides not to let us into a lane, when we experience a disrespectful cashier at a local store, or when needing some alone time, the stranger beside us on an airplane decides to strike up a conversation. In each instance, it's easy to become aggravated by what on the surface seems to be disrespectful, rude, or a thoughtless act. However, our annoyance stems from the unfounded assumptions we make about people, their intentions, and their attitudes. For all we know, the driver is rushing to see a family member in need. The clerk just found out some disheartening news, or the stranger seeks a friendly voice to calm his anxieties. This week, our Torah portion is Mitzorah. It continues with the required treatment for a person deemed to have Sa'ara'at, a skin infection commonly translated as leprosy. Following an infected person's communal isolation, we learn that a Levite priest is to go outside the camp to see if the scaly affliction has healed. In explaining the need for a priest to exit the camp in order to meet with the contaminated person, a rabbinic commentary from the 18th century known as the Siyah HaSadeh states that the priest is the righteous one, the leader of the generation. And to him, even a small sin appears to be enormous. But God wants the leaders to give the people the benefit of the doubt. And they should realize that they needed to earn their living. If they needed to earn their living, they too might have sinned. Thus, the Torah tells us that the priest must go forth out of the camp. He has to put himself in the place of the sinner, outside the priest's own camp, and in that of the people who have to earn their living. And it is then that the priest will see that this skin infection will be healed. This explanation, while in one capacity wrongly suggests priests do not sin, more to the point, guides us on giving people the benefit of the doubt. Returning to the story about my friend and the elderly man, as you can imagine, my My friend was quite embarrassed by his presumptions. He sat down with the man and apologized for his arrogance and realized how blind he had been. For blindness is more than a physical condition. It can be found in each of us when we let our perceptions about people and circumstances dominate our thoughts. After speaking with the gentleman for some time, he went on his way. Yet every time following, when he drove past the man on the rocking chair, he honked and then received a smile and wave in return. Yet unlike my friend, we are not always fortunate to see the faults in our assumptions. It can be difficult to resist judging another person's conduct and actions. While there are times our doubts about people and situations are proven correct, this cynicism assumes that in every circumstance, our deductive reasoning is an exact science. Moreover, this line of thinking presumes that seeing a snippet of a person's outward appearance or attitude fully represents that person's situation, beliefs, or emotional state. Instead of instantly rushing to judgment about a person from a random moment, we need to remember that a person's motivations for seemingly misguided behavior have nothing to do with us. By doing this, we follow Rabbi Joshua ben Pariah, his teaching in Pirkei Avot. When we assess people, tip the balance in their favor. Shabbat Shalom.